Who remembers the BJ and Bill show all those years ago on WOLZ? Well, many have said they missed the show, and guess what? They're back. Welcome to the BJ and Bill podcast.
Welcome to BJ and Bill, the podcast, a part of the Podcast Playground Network. We ask you to subscribe, review, give us that 5-star review wherever you subscribe, whether it be Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your favorite podcast, as we welcome you all the way up to episode 91.
Awesome. Kind of an odd number, but they're all good at this point. 91. Amazing. How are you doing?
We're getting close to that 100 mark.
We have to have some kind of a party or some kind of a something. I don't know what, but we'll have to definitely have some kind of memorial service. Oh, that was an odd thing to say on Memorial Day.
On Memorial Day, because we're recording this on Memorial Day.
Right.
I don't want to have let's not have no memorial services on episode 100.
No, that was a weird thing to say, wasn't it?
It was. I should slap you through the whatever we're on.
A Zoom slap. Now I'm sure somebody somewhere is working on that. It's like I push a button on my end and it smacks BJ on the other end.
Yeah.
I like that idea. Yeah. All right. Never mind. Whatever. Well, happy weekend, happy new show, happy whatever. And yes, we definitely want to say that we are recording this on Memorial Day, and it is an important day to remember those who gave everything they had for this country. And I don't think we do a good enough job remembering that the rest of the year. So there you go.
Yeah. I always think of my brother on this day. I don't know how to explain this. You tell me, but he gave his life, as far as I'm concerned, because they basically say he died of complications from Agent Orange.
Oh yeah, that was
even though he came back from Vietnam,
right?
Had children, and he was still in the Army when he had children, but I think he was done with Vietnam,
right?
And so, but they basically said a lot of his health problems in the later years was due to Agent Orange. So I always say he gave the ultimate, his life would have been much better without all the symptoms and the problems that he had because of Agent Orange.
And he might still be with us. Yes. How much older was he than you?
He was 8 years older than me. He died at 70. He's been gone about 5 years now.
I remember meeting him many a time. And Mick.
Yeah, that's him.
Good man. I remember. Yes.
So
for Mick and all the other veterans out there, we appreciate you.
And of course, this is also the kickoff of summer.
Yes.
It's hard for us people who live in Florida to think of summer vacations. We have vacations all year round.
And it's been 90 here in Gainesville plus 90 plus for the past couple of weeks. So yeah, to say that today's the first day of summer is kind of like, yeah, so what else is new? Right.
But the wife and I are trying to think of a summer vacation.
Oh.
And, I don't know if I just want us to do something, quick and simple here in Florida, because there is so much to do. Okay. I even tell her, I go, we're on vacation every day. We could, do something
right
exciting within, like driving distance and be in our own bed at the end of the day.
Exactly.
And I hope she's not listening to this, because I know she's not here today.
Right. More on that in a moment. But anyway, yeah.
What I would really like to do, because I know it's on her bucket list and she's mentioned it a few times, but coming up with the money for it might be a little bit of a stretch.
Mm-hmm.
But she'd like to go to Hawaii.
And
I don't know how much those trips are, but I thought, that might be a nice little, getaway.
Nice. Yeah. Have you ever been there?
I've never been there.
No.
Have you?
No, I have not. I have a cousin who is a lifetime, speaking of people in the service, a lifetime Coast Guard person, officer, whatever service person. He is retired from the Coast Guard. He did almost all of his time. He did serve in Hawaii, and he has retired there, and wife and kids. And of course, his son is now in the Coast Guard as well. So good for him. So yes, but to answer your question, no, never been there. He and I are Facebook buddies, of course. And I keep thinking, darn, need to go visit my cousin in Hawaii. That would be awesome. But yeah, I haven't done it.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's, I might start looking into it.
I think that's a cool thing. Yeah.
We're,
I imagine the big chunk of it is going to be the airline ticket.
Now, I don't know how much she spent. Maybe I should ask her. But when my daughter did get married to the bum she married, well, she's
Not
divorced.
married anymore. Not
married anymore because the bum became a real bum, and
right. Okay.
So he's no longer in the picture. Thank God.
Moving along.
Yeah, don't get me too upset here.
No, don't.
On this beautiful day, but she went to Hawaii on her honeymoon.
Oh, okay, very nice.
So I don't know how much it was, but I know they took some of their money that they took from people who came to the wedding, which wasted money and wasted time. And Dad wasted $20,000 on.
Whoa.
But well, actually, Mom pretty much took her inheritance and pretty much gave it all to the wedding. But hey, we'll move on. But I know that they ended up with the money that they made.
Yes.
For getting married, they went to Hawaii.
I got you.
So
anyway, memories of that, good. Memories of marriage, not so much.
Yeah.
Well, find out for us. I'm curious. I mean, I don't have any big travel plans in the immediate future here. Like you said, there's so much to do here in Florida that you can do for a drive or maybe a one-night stay somewhere if you wanted to, get a hotel somewhere. But yeah, there's tons to do around here, so it's okay.
Yeah, we've been thinking about, and we've been there before.
Mm-hmm.
Or thinking about maybe going to, which I know your way around, St. Augustine.
I know my way around pretty well. Yes, I do.
So that's always a nice little place to get away.
Yes. If I were going to do it, I would definitely try to be there during the week, because weekends, it's like Disney World. I mean, that level of crowded, and it's pretty crazy all the time. Yeah. Like any good little tourist town, they've got something going on almost every weekend. And even if they don't, the little downtown area, which is gorgeous, which I love, I really do enjoy it. But it's wall to wall. It's wall to wall people. And yeah, so go during the week though, might be fun. I mean, it would be fun.
You may just discourage my wanting to go now, but yeah,
well, go during the week. You're an old retired guy like me. You got time.
Like if I do go to something like that, you are right. I will go during the week for a couple of reasons. One, it is not as many people.
Mm-hmm.
And two, everyone knows I'm a tightwad, and you get cheaper hotels if you book them Monday through Thursday.
That is correct, sir. That is Sunday night through Thursday night. Yes, that is correct. I always used to think about that when I was in Phoenix and we would be going to Las Vegas. And back in the day, Vegas was a half-hour plane flight or a 5-hour drive. It was easy. But yeah, you'd go during the week, and it was like dirt cheap to stay in Vegas. So back then, nothing is cheap now anymore, but yes. So, and which is funny you mentioned that, because all weekend long, I'm looking in my kitchen and I'm like, oh, I need this. Maybe I'll just make a Walmart run. And then I thought, on the Saturday of Memorial Day weekend, are you crazy?
Oh yeah, it'll be busy today.
So tomorrow will be Walmart run day here in town. And you have to go during the day. I might have mentioned this before, but my Walmart is the closest Walmart to the University of Florida campus. So if you go in the evening after class, it's wall-to-wall kids. I mean, it's not insane, depending on your luck of the draw, but go during the day, like we said, Monday through Friday, Walmart daytime, you're good. It's easy. So there you go. Yeah.
Well, we have a Walmart, which is probably the closest Walmart to the south of us. And we have one to the north of us, which may be, few miles away, more than the one to the south.
Right.
But the one to the south, because like I say, we live pretty close to the Mouse House.
Yes, you do.
And so we don't like going to that Walmart.
Oh, because it's probably all tourists, right?
It's all tourists. In fact, when you go into this Walmart,
right,
they have a big old section. As soon as you walk in, you think you're at a Disney gift shop.
Right.
It's like massive with stuffed animals and
Sure.
T-shirts and
Sure.
all that stuff for Disney.
But if you're smart, if you're a smart tourist and you know that Walmart is there, or you've driven by or whatever, and you know that, your 3 kids are going to want T-shirts and mouse ears and all that stuff, you probably pay half at Walmart, less than half at Walmart than you would at the shop on the property on Disney.
And of course, I'm always, telling my wife, why don't you just go to the Walmart and buy the same T-shirt? But I never win, so I've quit arguing.
Well, speaking of not winning, you are home alone today because your wife has abandoned you.
Yeah, she has. But she's with friends.
Okay.
And they're having a good time.
Okay.
And so, and
by the way, just to finish that story, she is coming back to him, folks.
Oh yeah, it's not like she's left me for good.
Yeah, no. Who could leave?
She'll be back Wednesday, probably about 10 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
But it's been nice.
Quiet, I'll bet.
I like back in the day, I always worked, and then when I was home, I'd always want to do something, and she'd always go, I've been working all week, and I don't want to do anything.
Right.
And now, like, I'm the person, like, I just want to stay home, and I don't even work. I don't want to go anywhere. I just soon stay home and do jack squat.
Is that an exercise? A jack
I think
squat?
it is. I think it is a jack squat. I do a lot of jack squats around here.
That's awesome.
But yesterday I was really saddened because she was gone.
Yes.
And I knew from the time I woke up till the time I went to bed, I could have, of course, it's not good for you, but I could have been sitting in front of the TV.
Yes.
Enjoying nothing but racing. I mean, the Sunday before Memorial Day is the day for race fans.
I noticed. I actually turned on the Charlotte race, and they even said that. One of the announcers even said, on this, the biggest, longest day of racing or something like that. Yeah.
Well, it starts in the morning, early morning.
Right.
There's a Grand Prix race like, over in Europe.
Yes.
And then it's followed by the Indianapolis 500. And then it is followed by the 600, the longest race in NASCAR.
Which is the Charlotte one, right?
Yeah, the Charlotte. Well, they call it the Coke 600, but
yes.
Yeah, it's in Charlotte.
I had that on for a little while.
600 miles.
Right.
Daytona, 500 miles.
Yeah.
I don't know what the Grand Prix is, but I usually don't watch too much of that. Sometimes I wake up, I'll turn it on for a little bit.
Right.
But the 500 and, the 600, I am there. Felt sorry for Kyle Busch, who wanted to race in both races. He didn't get to do that. He did get to race in the 500.
At Indianapolis.
But of course, it was delayed because of weather. Probably 3 or 4 hours. So by the time it started, we were only an hour away from the 600 to get underway. So, he's in the middle of the race. Do you jump out of the car and say, I got another race?
I got to go.
I got to go.
No, you don't do that. No.
And also, Rick Hendricks, who owns the car or part owner, said, we're just not going to do that. He's
right.
He's worked for this.
Right.
We're going to let him race.
Sure.
And this is how sad it is. They had a substitute driver take over his car. Now, he can't win the points, but he could still get in the car when he made it back. So here's what happened. He flew back.
You're talking about Kyle
Larson. I mean, Kyle Larson, not Busch. I'm sorry.
Kyle Larson flew from Indianapolis
all the way to Charlotte.
Gotcha.
Took a helicopter to the raceway, got out of the helicopter, got his race suit on, all ready to jump in the car. It began to rain. Another long delay. And finally, about 12:30, they said, too much rain. It had been, they raced it, and that's what the rules are in NASCAR.
Right.
If you get at least 50% of the race in or over 50%,
right,
like one lap over 50%,
right,
it's a race.
Like 5.5 innings in a baseball game.
Yeah. So
right?
they were at about 325.
Oh, okay.
So it means, they were well over the, at 325 miles. So they were well over the
Halfway.
Yeah. So basically he was there ready to get into the car to finish the race. And he never got the opportunity.
That would have been cool. That would have been awesome.
It would have really been awesome though, if he could have raced in Indianapolis and then raced the entire, can you imagine that would have been, if it would have happened right, that would have mean you would have been driving for 11,000, well, 1,100
miles. 1,100 miles.
Yeah, 1,100 miles in
one
you
day.
would race that many miles.
Yeah. Your nerves would be frazzled for a week after that. You would just have to go and sit in a hot tub somewhere for a day or two to come down from that buzz. So yeah.
Now there has been drivers that has done it.
Really? Okay. So
Kurt Busch has done it.
Okay.
Tony
cool.
Stewart has done it.
Wow.
There may be others, probably there are, that I'm not naming off.
Oh, kind of like one of those two sports guys, kind of like, plays baseball and football kind of a thing. Yeah.
But it has been done. So I was kind of in front of the TV all day on Sunday, but the action was kind of messed up because of the rain showers.
I hear you.
At one point I had the NASCAR race on. I had the Indianapolis 500 on because it was still running.
Mm-hmm.
And I had the hockey game,
the Panthers,
the Florida Panthers and the New York Rangers on.
Yeah.
I had my eyes were so crisscrossed, I didn't know what was going on.
I have actually started my YouTube TV will do it. It might do more if the opportunity presented, but I've been watching the split screen. So like yesterday, I had that on a little bit, but on the nights like this past week, there were a couple of nights where there was a hockey game and a basketball game at the same time. So I had both going. And then you can just flip back and forth for which one is going to play the sound, which is nice. You see something exciting happen on the other game, you flip it over, you listen to the sound. But yeah, I don't know. They're not really my Florida Panthers, but I was, of course, being in Florida, I'm a fan. That would be my choice to win. And they lost another one in overtime.
It's sad when you lose them in overtime.
Wow, it sure is. So,
but yeah, it's not looking good for them. And of course, I think the NBA is about ready for the finals.
So that's disappointing.
I mean, 3 games. Yeah, Dallas is up 3.
Boston's up 3.
Up 3.
So the bad news is that the division, the divisional series, division is whatever that is, conference, the conference series is in the East and the West are going to both be sweeps. They're both going to be sweeps. The good news is that sets up what should be an awesome final, Boston and Dallas. So we'll see.
And then what are we going to do? Well, they're still racing for me, but you're
still
not
racing for you. Then I'm not a gigantic baseball fan, especially this early in the season. I mean, I do watch the playoffs and the series and all that stuff. But yeah, and that miserable spring football, summer football, that's unwatchable. It's just not that good of a product.
I don't understand it either, because actually that was, while the rain was coming down,
right,
there was, a football game going on, supposedly a football game going on.
Oh, really?
So I turned that on for a little bit and I go, I swear, please forgive me if you're into the league. If Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, forgive me. I know you're a big supporter and he got some money involved in this.
Oh, yeah.
But you're going to lose your butt. Cause I watched that and I watched, and I'm like, what am I watching? Why am I watching? Yeah, let's go back to the something else channel.
Right.
Let's watch let's watch reruns of The Big Bang Theory. That's what I ended up doing while all the rain was going on.
Boy, that's pretty lame. Gotta watch reruns.
That's how bad this football league is. I go, what else is on?
Yeah. And it's only like 8 teams or something, right? I mean,
yeah. When the Big Bang Theory reruns wins out, you're doing something wrong.
I do like, I have seen one thing that's interesting on this new league that I don't think the NFL would ever go for it, but it is interesting. And that's the extra point after a touchdown, that you can go for 1, 2, or 3 points. And it's like 1 point from the 5-yard line, 2 points from the 10, 3 from the 15. I think, don't quote me on that. I might be wrong, but that's kind of cool. And that could be very interesting in a close, important game. Like, do you go for 1? Do you go for 2? Do you go for 3? Okay, cool. I get that. But other than that, yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
So, yeah, but I don't know. Like I said, I got racing at least on Sundays.
Good.
But
so nothing today?
No, not really.
No, I don't know.
I think we got basketball tonight.
Yeah. Yep. As Boston is going to beat up on Indiana again. So we'll see.
They might win. They might pull off one, but they're not going to win the series.
No. Doesn't that statistic still hold that no team that has ever come back from 0-3?
I think one had, I don't know.
Well, Cleveland Cavaliers, when they won the NBA finals over, your Warriors.
Don't even talk about it.
They were down 1-3, I think, and then won 3 in a row or something. I don't know. Anyway, whatever. Okay, so never mind. We're not bringing up ugly memories for BJ or happy ones for Bill. So yeah, there you go. So anyway, finish the story with the wife. She's out until Wednesday. Girls trip over to the Mouse House.
No, they're not at the Mouse House. They're actually at the Gaylord.
Well, that's a resort hotel. I get it. So they're just hanging out at the hotel.
Oh, here's what happened.
Okay.
One of her best friends, I don't know if it's grandson or granddaughter, so I can't, but one of the grandchildren.
Right.
And who knew this was a thing? But as I talk to people and explain to people where she is, I'm hearing from more and more people saying, oh yeah, that's a thing.
Okay.
High school graduation, homeschool.
So you're saying the kid has been homeschooled, but now is graduating high school.
Yes.
And so this is their party or their whatever.
Yeah, this is their graduation ceremony, and it was whatever it was at the Gaylord.
Oh, so it's a big thing. It's not just like we're taking the kid out because they graduated. It's a bunch of people, a bunch of families.
Yeah, from a bunch of different areas. Obviously, they're from Fort Myers.
Oh,
and here they're coming all the way to the Gaylord. But yes, there's other schools there that have children that homeschooled and had graduated. So it was a homeschool graduation.
Very cool. Very, very cool. Believe me, that homeschool. Now I got, as they say, I have no dog in this fight. I have no kids. I have no dog in the fight. So it does not matter to me, but homeschooling is sounding better and better and better to me as the SH hockey stick T stuff that they teach kids in schools is like, really? Seriously? You need to teach that to little kids? How about like important skills? Like, I don't know, doing your taxes and changing a flat tire.
That's what they need to do. Yes.
Yeah. So good for them. So that's very cool. So boy, that's a nice graduation party at the Gaylord. Wow.
Yeah. So basically what it was, because it was limited seating.
Right.
So my wife didn't go to the graduation, but they flew in from out of town because they have a place up in Georgia now.
Okay.
So the mother and the aunt, which would be, the daughter of the mother.
Right.
Flew down, and they were going to stay at the Gaylord, for 4 days.
Wow.
And so they said, hey, we're going to be here.
Right.
We could use a friend just to hang out with us.
There you go.
Pick us up at the airport, take us back to the airport.
Oh, there's always a price.
And well, no, because, I will say we went up there last May actually, and visited them in Calhoun, Georgia.
Okay.
And there's a Buc-ee's in Calhoun.
Oh,
I didn't
nice.
graduate there. I might have went and said, hey, I'll come with you, honey.
Could have had the graduation ceremony. Could have had the ceremony at Buc-ee's.
Yeah. So yeah, they're down, and they invited the wife to share the hotel with them. And I'm going to just say it.
What?
Her daughter and the mom and my wife have been known to, how do you say it about a woman that's in her 60s? They like to party, okay?
Okay. It's all right.
They have a little wine.
It's okay.
I don't know what goes on exactly because I've avoided most of those situations.
Well, it's not for you.
But they're having fun, I
Good.
would think.
Good.
So, and I was going to have fun tomorrow. I mean, yesterday, but there was too many damn rain showers.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Well, good. I'm glad that you didn't explain the last time why they were doing this thing at the Gaylord, but that's a wonderful, wonderful resort. I've been there for a couple of conventions, and nice. Very cool. Yeah, very cool. There you go.
And I have this little app on my phone. It's called like a stalker app.
Find my friends.
Yeah, so I can look at it every once in a while. And I've stayed at the Gaylord, not, in quite a few years, but yep, still there.
There you go.
They have pretty much stayed at the Gaylord the entire time.
Oh, sure, BJ. She left her phone in the room while they go out and party. Come on.
You don't know my wife. She ain't leaving no phone in no room.
I know. No, but none of us do. Nothing, right? I mean, I actually I was texting a friend of mine over the weekend, and I didn't hear anything back like most of the afternoon. And I'm thinking to myself, is your phone not in your pocket with you 110% of the time like it is for most people? And I haven't talked to him about it yet, but it's kind of funny that we assume that everybody has their phone with them all the time, and they are always available to chat or text or whatever at a moment's notice, which is kind of crazy, but it's where we're at.
I get a little upset with my wife. Sometimes she'll text my daughter.
Uh-huh.
And she's teaching.
Oh.
Why? She's working. Why are you texting her while she's working?
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to see if this.
Look out. I see a brainstorm coming, folks.
Hold on a second. I gotta like Bluetooth.
I see a brainstorm
Bluetooth
coming.
Connected.
Uh-oh.
Okay, now I'm going to pick this up.
Yes.
We're getting this phone call right in the middle of the show.
Uh-oh, we're getting a phone call in the middle of the show.
Let's go here. Let's go here. Let's see if everything is connected and see if all this works. Gentry, is that you?
Yeah, hello. What's going on?
You are on the podcast with BJ and Bill. Now let's see if you can actually hear Bill, who is on the Zoom. Say hi, Bill.
Hello, Gentry. Can you hear me? Test 1, 2.
Check 1, check 2. I hear both of you, BJ and Bill, coming in loud and clear.
Oh, wow. This is pretty awesome.
This is a technological breakthrough for your father, Gentry. I'm proud of him.
Now, is there emergency reason why you're calling me?
So no emergency. It's Memorial Day. I was just sitting out here in the sunshine. I figured I'd give you a call, make sure you're still alive.
I'm still alive. Maybe, we got this doesn't happen very often. We have the boss on the phone. We can both talk to him.
Right.
Is there?
Don't think you're getting. I don't want you guys to think you're getting time and a half just because today's Memorial Day. I never said anything. I never said anything about working today. You guys decided.
Boy, he picked that one up in a New York minute, didn't he?
Oh, yeah. I was thinking, oh, man, there's going to be more money in the paycheck this month.
Yeah, I feel like it was a holiday. I'm trying to give my old man a call. I never once said you had to work today. It's a podcast. You can record it whenever you want, but I guess you're taking your holiday to work. That's fine.
There you go. Well, that's a boss talking. There you go.
Bill has no date today. Your Susan is out of commission. She's at the Gaylord with friends, probably drinking wine at the pool and half drunk. And so we said, let's just do a podcast. Oh, no, wait, it's what time? It's 11:01. Yeah, she's probably half.
It's in the immortal words of Jimmy Buffett. It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Right. So what are you doing today, son?
My daughter wants to set up a slip and slide kickball today out in the yard. So that's on the agenda. Hopefully I don't pull any groins or anything like that.
I'm going to say, be careful. Good thing I'm not there. That sounds dangerous.
That does sound dangerous.
They went to Lowe's and they bought a couple of those big covers, those tarps, and they put them out here.
Yeah, blue tarp.
Baby oil all over the blue tarp, and then we got a red kickball, and they're going to get it all wet with some water out there, and we're going to kick the ball around here.
Wow.
Memorial Day
That
fun.
that sounds like carnage waiting to happen.
Yeah, for sure.
I think I'm going to get another call later today. Where's the emergency room?
Yeah.
I might need it. I'm going to have the grill going. It should be a good Memorial Day.
All right.
There you go. Now we're talking. We're talking. He's got the grill going already. That's perfect. That's the good news.
I'll call you later tonight to make sure everybody's still standing. And this is pretty cool now with this new contraption. We got you on the podcast. Bill could hear you. I could hear you. I feel like I'm making leaps and bounds on this machinery you told me to buy.
That's good. The real reason for my call was I know that you've gone pretty redneck lately, and that you've been watching a lot of racing. So I was wondering who won the 500 and the 600, and early in the morning, it was a little gray area on whether or not the weather was going to allow these two races to go. So I'm not sure what happened.
They didn't go back to racing. Christopher Bell was in the lead, so he won the race because it was over halfway through. And Kyle Larson got there to take over, and it began to rain. So he never really got to run the car at all, but he did make it to the racetrack.
Yeah, it's amazing how those guys race one track over in North Carolina, then hop in a helicopter and head over to another track and get behind a completely different car. That is pretty amazing to me, the way they do that.
We were talking about that. It would have been 1,100 miles of racing. I said it would have taken him a week to come down from the adrenaline rush.
Yeah, for sure. Those Indy cars go super fast. How fast do the Indy cars go? They're like in the high 200s.
I think
220.
220. Yeah, they run around 220, but the NASCARs run around anymore around 190, 185.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
What's the fastest you ever got your car going, Dad?
Which one? The Yaris? I got it going, I think 75 one time.
Yeah, you need to go faster, I think.
Yeah,
I think you going faster.
Yeah.
I don't know. Your dad can hardly see anymore.
In his little gated community near Orlando, Florida, he's not breaking any laws.
Well, good job with Shaq Bill. Do you know the very latest on Shaquille? I know that you do a great job writing the Shaq blog. Like, I know he's in Dallas right now. Anything breaking with the big fella?
I haven't done the research for that's another. See, I'm working this Monday doing my Shaq Fu radio blog post as well, but I haven't dug into anything for the day. I did see an interesting thing with him at the Mavericks playoff game the other night. He had that Shaq cam going around where he was just kind of taking crowd shots and reactions, and he passed by Mark Cuban, and Cuban had the most interesting look on his face when he passed Shaq. He was like, okay, I'm going to try to smile, but I'm not, it was kind of like, I don't know what the relationship is there, but so we'll have the latest on that, of course. But yeah, the big question, of course, is whether or not
they get along. They get along really well. As far as I know,
I think so too. I think so too. Of course, the big question now is what happens with this new NBA contract. And I'm hoping the NBA says, that Inside the NBA show is so doggone popular, we got to keep the band together one way or the other. And I wouldn't be surprised if they figure something out to keep that show on the air, no matter what network it's on.
Well, I hope so. There is going to be one more year. They will get like a farewell tour, at least. In this business, sometimes they don't give on-air personalities farewell tours where they'll just can you the day you're supposed to go on the air. So it'll be good that they'll have an entire season next year to do a farewell tour. And they're all not spring chickens anymore. Ernie, I know, has a disabled son, and he's getting older and been doing it a long time.
Right.
Chuck is 60. So, and he likes to play golf and relax. So I know Shaq likes to still work very hard, but we'll see. You know how when billionaires get involved, one billionaire thinks he knows how to do it better than another billionaire. So they may have their own tricks up their sleeve at NBC, but we'll see. I hope they do redo the show on NBC. That would be good.
Right. That would one form or another. Absolutely.
I read something where Charles said, if we don't all get to do this together, I'm going to do my own thing, and you guys are welcome to come. I don't know if you read that or.
I did see that. Chuck has his own production company, And I'm sure, Shaq's got this set up in Atlanta at his house where he's already set up for his podcast and everything, cameras and microphones and couches, and
Right.
they would all have to be in the same town, which they do now in Atlanta. So I could think that they could probably pull something off, like a YouTube show, do their own thing, and then keep all the money. That's what I've realized now with the internet. If you're a creator, you can just create your own platform. And if you can get people to watch and you can get advertisers to buy advertising, you can make money. I'm sure they would do pretty well just doing it without the network.
There you go.
But you don't get all the access to the players that you do if you have a big deal with the league.
Right.
But I will say the relationships run deep with Shaq, and the respect with Shaq and Chuck, that they should be able to get some pretty good access to the players.
Now, speaking of access, what's the chances next year during the college women's basketball, Shaq, Bill, you and I all get together and watch his daughter?
It's very possible if you're willing to take a trip to Gainesville.
Well, oh my gosh, it's just literally around the
out.
corner for yours truly. What a surprise.
Yeah, Bill lives there.
Bill lives in Gainesville?
Yeah, he lives in Gainesville.
I thought you knew that, boss. Yes, I'm in Gainesville now.
I didn't 100% know that. I know you move around quite a bit.
I do. I know.
Man.
I'm just an old single guy with a 1-bedroom apartment and, no kids, no critters, and very little baggage. I move around.
Don't let him lie to you. He's in the witness protection program.
You keep running from the HOAs, are you?
That's it. That is it exactly. Yes. All right, boss. We'll figure something out.
I like Gainesville. I enjoyed Gainesville, although I almost got robbed there one time coming home from we went to the mountains in Tennessee, and we were driving back, and I had an RV and I was pumping gas, and all of a sudden this guy came out of the woods with a little knife. First, he didn't show the knife. He asked if he could have some money, and I didn't have any cash. Who carries cash these days? I said, I don't have any cash. He's like, I know you do, man. I know you got money. Give me money. Then he pulled a knife on me. And then, like a good old Florida boy does, I said, well, that knife ain't going to do nothing when I go inside this RV and grab my gun. So I just went inside and grabbed my pistol. And then when I came back outside, he realized I wasn't effing around. So he ran into the woods. But that happened to me in Gainesville one time. That's a Gainesville memory.
Also,
wow.
Now, let's see if you really remember Gainesville. Do you remember when we lived in Williston at all? Let's just go way back.
I do remember living in Williston when my house got robbed. It's nothing but tragedy when I go around that.
Yeah, we did get robbed.
We did actually got robbed. Yeah. So we had the house, and I remember when we were on vacation, they broke into the house in my bedroom window. That's where they dusted the prints on the window going into my bedroom. I think I was 6 years old. And somebody robbed our house and stole our VCR back in those days when you had VCRs.
It was your
TV.
VCR. They stole stuff out of your room, and I had all the DJ equipment out by the laundry room, and they didn't touch it, and it would have been 10 times worth of television in the VCR they took out of your room.
Those bastards.
Man.
So it's a rough town you live in up there, Bill. Bill, you better be strapped up there in Gainesville. You better be strapped up there in Gainesville is all I'm saying, pal.
We're all good. We're all good, brother. Don't you worry about that.
All right. Well, I'll let you get back to your program. Happy Memorial Day weekend to everyone. And thanks for working hard here on a holiday, guys.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, brother.
I'll send you an old radio station t-shirt I have laying around. I think I got an Oldies 95 t-shirt.
Oh, hey, there you go.
All right. Love you, son.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Love you guys. See you later.
Bye-bye.
See you later. Well, look at that. What an unexpected pleasure that was, hearing from the boss because we're working away on a holiday here.
Yeah, but we're not getting overtime, did you?
No, we're not getting overtime. No. All right. Well, we're past break time. Let's take 60 seconds to go, refill the coffee or do whatever you need to do, and we will be right back. Welcome back. I'm Bill Stevens. BJ Odom is over there. Gentry Odom was on the phone with us just moments ago in an exciting live interview here on BJ and Bill, the podcast. Well, it was fun that we could that you could actually figure out now how to bring people on live, which will be awesome in the future. So there you go. Meantime, if you're liking what you hear, please feel free to rate and review this podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, does not matter. And if you'd like to stop by and say hi, you can find our Facebook page. Just do a search for BJ and Bill Podcast on Facebook, and you will find us. There you go. Awesome.
Got a question for you, because I've heard you mention this before.
Yes.
How do you pronounce it? Temu, T-E-M-U.
I always thought it was just Temu. Yeah.
That might be it.
Yeah, you're talking about like the Chinese version of Amazon. Temu.
Have you purchased stuff from them?
I have. Yeah. I've bought some t-shirts and some cheap kitchen gizmos, gadgets, or something like that. Yeah. Because somehow I got on their mailing list. Right.
And they're always wanting to give me, these special. And then you look at the prices.
Insane.
And I'm thinking, there's no way. And if they do send me that, it's like not very good.
This iPhone case is a Temu. And I love it. It's like a silicone. It's sticky enough that it holds in your hand, but it's not like big and bulky and everything like that. And I bought 2 of them, and I'm pretty sure they were less than $2 a piece.
Wow.
$2. I'm 90% sure I have another one. This one's like a dark blue, and I think I got a black one or something like it. Like $1.95. Literally $1.95 for an iPhone case. You go to Walmart, it's $12. Seriously?
Well,
yes, seriously.
I've seen electronics on there that are just unbelievably priced. And I'm thinking,
right.
No way.
Well, when you think, and it's an old joke, but it's true. I mean, it's funny because it's true and sad at the same time. Walk into Walmart, not the food. I get it. Food is made wherever. Walk through the clothing, the electronics, the shoes, the kitchen stuff at Walmart or Target or wherever. Find me something that's not made in China.
That's
Good luck.
true.
Good luck. And so I think it seems to me that this Temu people, they just basically cut out everybody. They cut out they cut out everybody. You order it online, it literally gets shipped from China to you. And when I've ordered stuff, you get the emails like, your shipment is on the way. Your shipment has cleared customs. I'm like, oh, hello, just came off the boat. And it takes, you're not like Amazon, next day delivery, if you're lucky, or, within a day or two. All right, Temu might take a week or 10 days to get to you. But yeah, it's insane how cheap it is.
Okay.
He's making notes. He's ready to buy something now. What are you?
Yes, there's some really cool stuff on there, but I'm always afraid. I
know.
You got to give them your credit card and all that other stuff.
I know.
It makes me nervous.
I totally get it. And yet at the same time, it's like, okay, I can buy it from Amazon. I can buy it from Walmart. It's still being made in China, under questionable circumstances. And now I'm paying Amazon or Walmart or whatever, how many other middlemen to ship it, to box it, to get it here. Or it's not the best answer, but it's an option. Let's put it that way. It's an option.
But like I said, I saw some electronics on there that, like, okay, we just talked to Gentry with this little box that I bought.
Right.
I've seen it on Temu or whatever you want to call it, for like next to nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, less than half of what I paid for it.
Really? And did you order it through Amazon?
No, I actually got it from Best Buy.
Oh, okay. Well,
because I'm a Best Buy member.
Cool.
And that kind of kept it,
Yeah.
As long as it's a month, it's a yearly fee, but I mean, it's under warranty and it's
right.
All that stuff. So it's kind of a good deal there.
And that's fine. Yeah, no complaints about that. I mean, you probably get some extra perks and stuff like that. So cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, now that you mention it, there's a couple of gadgets that I'm kind of interested in for my podcasting and my video recording. I'm going to have to go take a look because I hadn't thought of that. Of course, Temu, no food. Obviously, they're not shipping food from China.
Not even ramen noodles?
Maybe ramen noodles. Yeah, maybe ramen noodles. Who knows? Who knows? But other stuff, like I said, I bought T-shirts. I bought, because I mean, I wear a T-shirt every day constantly. It's like, unless I'm going on a date, which, is few and far between. So yeah, I mean, it's crazy. It really is. The shorts that I play pickleball in, I bought 2 pair of those for, I don't know, dirt cheap, less than 10. Whatever. Long story short, yes, there are bargains to be had.
Well, I don't know. I hate to go on there because I'll go on there and I'll go, hey, I want this. I want this.
On this, I want this. I want this. I want this. Yeah. And they are that good. Yeah.
Because I got like this one thing where if I bought like $200, I got like $200 back or something like that. And it's like, what?
They they have a thing where they give you credit for, I don't know how all of it works. And I don't pay a ton of attention to it. I do know, like I said, that if you're not looking for anything fancy, you're looking for generic stuff. That's a good point. Now that you mentioned that, I'm about to be in need of a new blender. I made the mistake of buying a blender the last time with the plastic bowl, the jar on it. And when you put hot water, when you put hot stuff into it, like sometimes I'll blend coffee in my blender, it cracks and it's just now starting to leak. And I'm like, I should have just spent $10 more for the glass one last time. But, I think again, Wal-Mart, again, less than $30, or whatever. So it lasted a year and a half. Throw it away. That's how our society works, right? Throw it away.
See, they got wives on there anywhere. Oh, I hope she doesn't.
She's not home, so thankfully he's not going to get himself beaten up anytime soon.
Yeah, but she can always listen back.
If she listens back to the podcast, you could be in trouble. Yes. Okay.
Hey, I do, and I probably shouldn't be doing this each week, but I've just got to.
What's that?
I want to plug my other podcast.
Go for it.
Your Gift of Life, the Organ Transplant Podcast. This week is an it's an unbelievable show. I talked because I take, and my wife, and I shouldn't be making fun of her all the time because she's been my caregiver and she's helped me through so much good times and bad times.
BJ, we all know that.
Yeah, so that we all know she's a saint.
Without your saintly wife, you would have been departed from this planet many times. We know that.
I talked to another saint.
Okay.
And they're on this week's podcast.
Cool.
Unfortunately, she did lose her husband, had a liver transplant. I think the liver transplant, went for 8 years. Wasn't the liver. It's what I always tell you, and I tell everybody else. It's the anti-rejection drugs. It seemed to cause other problems.
Right.
And, other things that happened, in his life,
right.
All led up, to him not making it. But she shares her story. It is unbelievable. It's tear jerking. If you don't have some Kleenex close by, don't listen. But I think it's well worth. I mean, good thing we don't do videos because you would have even seen me crying a few times during the podcast. But you need to check it out. I mean,
awesome.
It will warm your heart and it will tell you how important those caregivers are.
Awesome. That is awesome. Yeah. It's called The Gift of Life, and it's here on the Podcast Playground Network, as we say.
Yep. The Gift of Life, the Organ Transplant Podcast. There's also another podcast, which I found is called The Gifted Life.
Okay.
But mine is The Gift of Life.
Got it.
The Organ Transplant Podcast. The other one I think is about giving birth. So I won't be talking about that anytime.
No, that's okay. Yeah. And yours truly continues to procrastinate about getting his podcast with our friend Vicky Wagner, the Practical Intuitive, on the air. I've got like 6 shows in the can, and which means recorded for those of you who don't know. And I still have to just do a tiny bit of final editing and add, like I do for the BJ and Bill podcast. I have to add an intro and an outro, and that's it. And I have to get them to the boss, who was just on the phone with us, and start that podcast on the air as well. So I'm setting myself a goal of getting it done this week, and doggone it, now that BJ's talking about his podcast, I will get that done.
I have to read this.
What's that?
I think you'll like this.
Try me.
I'm stealing it off of Facebook, but it's a very good quote. Dance like no one is watching.
Right.
But text, post, and email like it'll be read in court one day.
Okay. I had heard the first part of that. Everybody always says that. Dance like nobody's watching. That's yeah. Or my other favorite one is like, approach life like a 5-year-old in a Batman suit. It's like the same thing. But yes, like it's going to be read in court, the rest of it. Absolutely. Yeah. Are you listening, Donald Trump? Whatever. So I get it. Yeah, that's good advice. Good advice. So
because it's just, I don't know what it is. And I think it's kind of been the ruination of the whole nation and world. People anymore, they don't care what like, remember when your mama used to say, think before you talk?
Right.
Well, I don't think people think before they text. It's like, hey, he's not going to be able to punch me in the face. He's not even close to me.
Right.
I can call him whatever I want to call him. He's not going to be able to hit my car.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw something on, and it might've been on Facebook, I don't know, about the school systems in other countries. And somebody mentioned school system in Japan. And it's like, for the first 2 or 3 years of little kids going to school, first, second, third grade in Japan, there's no grades. They don't grade them. They're just here to learn to be good citizens and good people and respectful and not robots, but to be good people. And I think that's so overlooked in this country that we all tell everybody to just do whatever you want, do whatever feels good for you. And here we are recording this on Memorial Day. And thank God there were men and women who think of things bigger than themselves, that think of their country and their duty to help support that country. And we all have that in some way or another, even if it's just being a good person out there in the world or whatever. And I don't think we take that seriously enough. Here we are getting a little philosophical, but it's a good day for it. It's a good day to think about those things. So,
yeah, I don't know. We're all going to hell in a handbasket. I have no idea what that even means.
I don't either, but it's true. That's a good one. We should look that up. I could Google that, but we're coming to the end of the show. But I think it's one of those things that everybody knows what it means, but nobody knows where it's coming from. So, but yeah, it's true. It's basically true. And no Democrat, no Republican, no independent, no libertarian is going to make it better either. They're just not. It's up to us out here in America, to actually make things better.
Yeah, maybe we all actually started being nice to each other. Things would change a little bit.
That's a good start. That's a real good start. And I've talked about this before, but I still think it's absolutely true, is that if you let if you take what you hear on TV news as gospel, you'll see how they are everything is set to divide people. Everything is set to divide people. And we take the bait. We take the bait. Oh, those people are evil. Oh, those people are bad. That skin color, that religion, that national origin, that whatever. And are there issues to take care of? Yes, but not the way that, Washington thinks so. Here, I'm ranting again. Look at me.
What I've said it several times too. I think our politicians today, especially, both sides, the Democrats and the Republicans,
mm-hmm.
They're not trying to make things better. They're trying to destroy
mm-hmm.
the other party. It's like, work together. Now, maybe not. I remember my dad was into politics, and I remember I was a young whippersnapper. But I would think every now and again, if I remember right, and maybe I don't, but they would actually all work together for a common goal and to try to, do something. Now, I don't care. One party can have an idea, and then the other party tells you how bad it sucks. And 4 years later, they can be in control, and they can tell you how good an idea it is. And the other party who liked it 4 years ago says it sucks. So
exactly
right there, there's our politicians in a nutshell.
And I think, and you've told that before about your father. I think that locally, I think there's a better incentive to get things done and get positive results for people because, I know my city councilman, my county commissioner, my whatever, they live down the street. I can knock on their door or I could pass them while we're both out walking our dog or whatever. So they are a little more responsive to local stuff. But when these guys and ladies get to Washington, they're just in it for themselves. It's obvious that they're just in it for themselves. So whatever. It's terrible. It's terrible. Don't know the answer.
Let's take a break till next week. My head hurts. I feel like I've raced 1,100 miles.
Right? And you didn't even have to get in a helicopter and fly across country to do it. So I hear you. I hear you. I get it. Yes, that's good. I'm okay with that. Ended on something positive. I mean, we talked about your brother and his service and stuff like that. Was your father ever in any of my father was in the service.
No, my dad was not.
It was not. He was.
I don't know if it was just, he was like, there was really no reason why he couldn't have been or wasn't. I don't know.
Right.
He was just an old farm boy from Indiana. My brother was drafted.
Right.
Obviously went to Vietnam.
Right.
Here's what I get mad about the Army and the things too. Let's just leave it alone. He was supposed to, he actually enlisted, but he was going to be drafted.
Your brother.
But he enlisted and they said he would be in the mail service. He'd be like delivering mail and things like that.
Right.
Well, he was an old farm boy that knew how to drive big trucks.
Right.
He drove a gas tanker in Vietnam.
Wow.
And so people were always after him.
Right.
Wasn't delivering mail, people. Nope.
Right.
He got to deliver gas.
Oh boy.
Nice thing to hit with a bomb. It'll just boom.
Mm-hmm.
But nonetheless,
he survived that and
he survived
came back, like you said,
job.
to have a family and kids and all of that. So
yeah,
good for him. Yeah. Yeah. My father was a World War II veteran. So that's how far back that went. And I can't confirm or deny, but he tells the story that was in the day. And again, here we are with what people believed as far as serving their country. He said he lied about his age to make himself older so that he could enlist. And that's the way people thought back then. They wanted to be of service. They wanted to help. And even if they had to lie to do it, they did it. And that was a story he told. And is it true? I'll never know. He's got no reason to lie about it, but yeah. So.
Yeah. My brother, he didn't talk about Vietnam very much.
Guys that were there, guys that were there don't. They just don't. I mean, it's just a thing that they've, and I don't know why. And maybe someday that'll change. What's that?
I don't know if they're trying to blank it out or trying to forget it or what, but
they might.
They saw some pretty
ugly stuff.
Yep.
When I was in Phoenix, when I was on the radio career on the morning show in Phoenix, the overnight guy who was working when I would come in first thing in the morning was a Vietnam veteran, a Marine. And he didn't talk about it. He just didn't much. And, I respected that at the time and, you knew why. I mean, it was ugly. It was just ugly. But yeah, so again, to all you service people out there, the ones that are with us, thank God that you are here for you and your families. And for those that did not come back, well, our hats off and our hearts goes out to you. So all of you.
As my mother would always say too, that my brother was kind of like me, kind of a happy-go-lucky guy.
Right.
But he never came back the same.
I believe that. He
had more of an edge than he definitely had when he left.
I believe that. And well, war changes people and I'm laughing. It's not funny. It's a nervous laughter. So, I get that. And I'll never know it because I didn't experience it, but I've heard enough and seen enough and talked to enough people to know it.
Well, of course I was unhealthy, but after seeing what happened to my brother and what my brother was promised and what he didn't get and how he came back, a different person, if I would have, been drafted or, I would have served in Canada. That's all I'm saying.
I hear you. I hear that. Yeah. Yeah. We all worried about it back then in high school. Because again, if you're our age, well, you're a year older. So, it was a real thing for you. I literally, and I'll just finish on this, and, it's not good, bad, or otherwise, but it is why I never did enter the service, is that I turned 18 late January. January 1st of that year is when they stopped the draft.
Okay.
So literally I missed it by a month. So
well, I was there, but
yeah,
they weren't going to take this scrawny little sickly guy.
No,
so
no,
I got lucky there.
They weren't going to take you, and that's okay. All right. Woo, interesting ending, but ending on the note of thankful for all who have served this country one way or the other. So, thank you for your service. We appreciate it. I know. There you go. All good?
All good.
Everybody have a great week. Enjoy the sun. Enjoy the summer. It's going to be a hot one. We'll talk to you again next week. Until then, just have to BJ Odom to say,
see ya.